Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, April 19th. Looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the NQ. So we have an options expiration today. But a couple things to talk about. You always hear me say the market makes the news and not the other way around. Well, unless Israel didn't fire anything over to Iran, and they took back those rockets, missiles, whatever they fired, we're back to unchanged, right? We have mindless machines and uneducated traders that just go hog wild on everything, okay? Big discussion I had in the room yesterday was excess and how you can determine excess, right? Because balance and excess are the two most important parts of trading. Balance is a lot easier to figure out than excess. A lot of times you don't know you had excess until after the fact. Well, right now, even though it's in the overnight, we have $8 of excess to the downside on both the ES and the NQ. Now, there's no guarantee we won't take that back. We have no idea what's going to transpire once the market opens at 9:30. Righty also has, they got down to $4 worth of excess. Why is this important? Well, in my video last night, I said sellers need some fresh blood or some shorts are going to get run out. Okay? So what happened last night? They got even shorter after they all went hog wild over what happened over in the Middle East. Netflix earnings are out. They're down 6%. So that's definitely going to have a bigger drag on the NQ than the ES. So keep that in mind. ES is back inside of yesterday's range. NQ still possibly gapping lower. You realize in the pre-market, look at this, overnight. Not only did we try, again, it means nothing in the overnight, but the gap fill is 98.50. We got down to 63.50. We went 35 handles below the gap fill. Look where we are now, back inside yesterday's range. Mindless machines and uneducated traders. That's your competition. So the big question this morning, if these sellers just put themselves more in a hole, a short squeeze at some point could become even more vicious. Now, nothing's going to change on this front unless we start taking baby steps as bulls. First baby step is what? Get the overnight high, right? Now, even though we got both overnights again yesterday, again, once you establish one of those, I still like the odds of not getting the other one. To get the other one right now, we have to come in another, for whatever reason, we have to make another round trip $8 down. Do I see that happening? Not really. Okay? Not really. Especially in ES. Especially in ES. I don't even think the odds in NQ are that good. So that's number one. Baby step, take out the overnight high. Number two, eventually you have to take out a previous day's high to come back into balance. Now, we had a decent range yesterday. Okay? We're still about $6, 58 handles. Where are we trading? 42, and yesterday's high was 95. 53 handles from doing that. Well, can we do that today? Well, considering we went down 80 handles last night, why not? But it's all baby steps. Overnight high first. Remember, price vacuum inside of yesterday. There's not much to stop us here. Okay? So if shorts start covering again, you could have a pretty good ride to test yesterday's high. Keep that in mind. Still a lot of work to be done by the bulls. Right? First step is to put the daily in balance. Next step is we have trend days to take back. One of them being a quadruple. But for now, whatever excitement the overnight brought to some traders, and boy, oh boy, if you caught that rip early down, that was fantastic. But I'll tell you what, if you were holding it towards the lows, thinking once regular trading hours open, we're going to go even lower and go limit down, and it's the end of the world and everything else, well, boy, you're sucking wind right now. So the market has become increasingly short, and last night added to that tremendously. Keep that in mind. Yesterday's low is not a factor to me in ES or NQ. We're down, doesn't matter. What matters to me is this huge gap. We also have this Y25 overnight POC that continually gets open below it, above it, still haven't hit it. Maybe that's something we get. And then hold this gap and start going higher. I mean, there's a million things we could that could happen today. You're going to have to give these algos a very, very wide berth today. They're agitated, they're frisky. Please keep that in mind. Can you short the overnight high? Of course you can, but you better have an out right above it, because that would be step one to start getting short covering. Step two would be value would go from possibly lower to unchanged. Now, I know we do have a history of doing that a lot with the front running, so I don't have a problem with you doing that. However, have an out right above it. Where is there a long? Certainly not against yesterday's low. Maybe if we pull back to this 25 wide POC. Again, I mean, there's so many possibilities. If we don't get the overnight high, I don't know if I really want to take that long. I don't know how much of this gap they'd want to take back. Remember, it's great excess right now, but it's not set in stone if we start taking it back. So the long right now is a little difficult for me. If we get the overnight high and then pull back, now you can start taking a long against yesterday's low and value low to see if we start getting value unchanged. Again, you come into this trading room. This is a 6.5-hour live webinar every day. Okay? What's Righty doing? I didn't look at Righty. Well, oh, yes, I did. Righty, again, had a big downward move, and now they're inside of yesterday. Again, when I talk about a price vacuum, what do I mean by that? I mean there's no firm reference points to really hang your hat on. Yes, you have the overnight high, but inside of yesterday's range, there's nothing. There's no afternoon. Well, NQ has the afternoon rally high. They held J's high, but ES didn't. So there's really nothing. Maybe half back from yesterday, things of that nature. But again, the higher we would go, the more shorts would start panicking, especially the laggard shorts. And last night's push down might have produced some major league laggard shorts. And then on the chart, we'll recap all of these charts tonight. Why am I only showing the daily? Because nothing changes until the daily changes. The volume has decreased each day as we've come in. These are short-term players trying to push this market. So that's why I said they need some fresh blood to get this going. It looked like last night maybe they were going to get it and continue it. But as of right now, with 70 minutes to go prior to the opening, not happening. So until we take out a daily high, in the bigger picture, the bears are in control. In the shorter picture, the market continually gets shorter. They need more help. Good luck trading today. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.